Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Tracy and Doss. Today we're going to be getting into one of my favorite shows, Married at First Sight UK. This season is so good. It's season 10 and we are going to be recapping episode 30. So let's get started, shall we? John is so romantic. He really is. And not only does he have flowers and a card waiting for Abigail prior to their date, but he's over the moon about Abigail, and he's over the moon about surprising her on this date that he's got planned for her. It's so great to see, and I think this is my favorite relationship because I really have a lot of confidence in it. I think we all do. And Abigail really deserves this. She's never been in love before. And in my opinion, John really hasn't either. Not until he met Abigail. So this episode, they're doing like their one last date before they have to make their decisions. And it's really important because it shows what they know about their partner. And these men have an opportunity to show these girls, I know you. I know what you want, I know what you need, I know what you like. And that's what John is doing for Abigail. And I'm here for that. I'm sure you all are. It's just so wonderful to see. But before the date that they went on, Abigail is giving Leisha some kind words. Leisha's really struggling, but Leisha's just so in her own head. She knows what she needs to do for her relationship with Reese. She just needs to let him take the reins. She needs to step back and stop pressuring him. And he's been very clear, told her this many times, but she just can't. It's not in her personality. And this is going to ruin her relationship. So she's trying to get some advice from Abigail because she sees how mature Abigail is. She sees that Abigail and John's relationship's working. But these are two completely different people, and you can't compare yourself to another couple. It's just too different. I just wish she could just take it down a notch. And she just keeps pushing him farther and farther away and pressuring him. And she knows that she's doing this. And she just can't stop. Leah and Lay are on another fun date. Activities are always what works for them. Just a little less intense. When these two get together and really have conversations, they're just so intense. And when they're doing activities, they can get their mind off of the issues in their relationship, because the reality is it's just not a match. The attraction might be there, but Lay has a lot to overcome from her past relationships, and Leah, she's just not really that patient about it. She wanted somebody that she could have a good time with. I didn't think she wanted a project, and that's kind of what she has with Leah. I hate to say it, but it's just a lot of work, and I think she's tired. This particular date that they're having gives really fun, flirty vibes. And part of me feels if they can leave the alcohol out of the dates and maybe just be one-on-one together, then that would work. But it's just not really very realistic. They need to be able to be around other people, and they should be able to have a couple drinks without having a big blow up about who's flirting with who and who's looking at who. It's just, it's just too much jealousy there for no trust. It's just not gonna work. Reese takes Leisha to a theme park, which typically would be probably very fun, but this date's really important, and a theme park is not really what Leisha's looking for. She's looking for some more one-on-one intimate time with Reese. Had she just waited a few hours for dinner, she would have had that. They could have had the fun theme park date and then had a romantic, serious dinner. But she wants what she wants when she wants it. And this does not work in a relationship. There's two people in a relationship. This is just not all about Leisha. And she she gets into a tizzy about this date and just ruins the whole day for both of them. And it makes Reese really mad, not just because of her behavior of disappointment that he took her to this theme park, but it's just a current theme throughout their whole relationship. And he's just like, here it is again. Here it is again. She's just never happy with me or what I do, which isn't really true. She is very happy with him, but she just wants such a serious commitment so soon. I mean, I know they're married, but you can only be honest about your feelings. And if he's just not there yet, he's just not there yet. She can't force it. She can't help it along. Well, she could if she would just chillax, but she can't do that either. I mean, this behavior really hurt his feelings because he thought he planned a really great date. And she just ruined it for both of them. Abigail gets home to find her beautiful flowers and her beautiful note saying, meet me here. And it's all giving like super fantasy romantic vibes. I mean, this romantic gesture that John gives Abigail is really what Leisha is looking for in her relationship. A romantic walk through the palace grounds. And it's just not Reese. That's John, not Reese. That's not who she's paired up with. John brings her to a tree called the Cedar of Lebanon. Oh my gosh, seriously, this man has thought about everything. He's always celebrating Abigail and everything about her. And it's just such an ideal match. It's just so easy for both of them. I love it for them. Meanwhile, Reese and Leisha's day goes from bad to worse. It makes Reese feel he isn't good enough, and he starts lashing out at Leisha. And she knows he's not 100% committed. And she knows the minute the experiment is over and they go back to their lives that she's not going to be in it for long. Because he's just not committed enough. And it's hard work, long distance. And, you know, she's not wrong about this. But she's just pushing him away when they could be building a stronger bond right now where it would be an option to be in a relationship long distance outside of this. But she's just not letting that bond be built more because she's so afraid of getting hurt, I think. I think she's subconsciously sabotaging this relationship. Bailey takes Rebecca to the world's largest slide, and Bailey's terrified of heights. I don't know why he chose this date, but he did it for Rebecca. He knew she'd love it, and she did. You should have seen her face when she went down the slide. She was living her best life. She was having the time of her life. And that's what this date was supposed to be about. These men celebrating these women. And that was Leisha's point with Reese. Clearly, he doesn't know her well enough to take into consideration that this was not what she would want. This was not Leisha. And it's not her jam. I think it hurt her that he didn't know her well enough to know that she wouldn't enjoy an amusement park. That's not what she's looking for. Lay and Leah have a really nice time on their date. And then dinner comes around and a very serious conversation is had. And I really don't think either of them have any desire to continue this relationship in the real world. I think they both know it's not going to work. And I don't even think they really want it to, or they're certainly not obsessed with it like Leisha is. They see the writing on the wall. And I think they realize if they haven't gotten romantic and intimate yet, then there's a reason. John and Abigail are so perfectly matched. Their relationship really did flourish organically. They're so comfortable together, and the relationship came easily and naturally for both of them, which is how it should happen. David and Kie watched their wedding day video on their date in a little theater and just the two of them. It's very emotional for both of them because neither could have ever imagined or dreamed of this kind of outcome. And they boost each other up. They build each other up. They're very supportive of each other. And it's nice to see because that's what a relationship should really be about. The world is hard out there. And so when you're with your person, it should be about loving on each other and giving each other attaboys and long, serious conversations about feelings. That's what relationships are about. Adopting the otters was a true sign that Kie knows his man. I mean, that's what makes him happy. And he knew this would make him super happy. And it was so fun to see. It was very sweet. And that's really David. He's just sweet and kind. And he needs somebody who will be gentle with him. And that's what he's got. Now, Alicia tries to explain to Reese that she isn't secure in this relationship. He knows you're not secure, Alicia. You've made that very clear. And you told him over and over again this. He's doing the best he can. He really can't keep reassuring her. At this point, it's just annoying. And it's not sinking into Reese because he just can only do what he can do. He tries to reassure her, but he just doesn't have the feelings yet. And he has to be honest with her about it. And that's just the way it is. I feel like if she played just a little hard to get, that he would chase after her. And that's what she really wants. I mean, there's been a couple of occasions where she's flirted and this has been a problem for him. And it's just, she's trying to make him jealous and he's not. He knows. He doesn't play games. He's made that clear. I mean, this girl is gorgeous and she's sweet and she's kind and she loves adventure and she's so complimentary to him. She tells him, "You're perfect in my eyes." I mean, she's like the ideal woman, what every man wants. And she tells him she loves him, but he's not ready to say it back. And she needs to let the man take the reins in this relationship at this point. She is almost emasculizing him with all of this pressure, and it's not working. Of course, he's not ready to say it back, and deep down, it makes her sad. Her worst nightmare is to lose Reese, and I feel like she's manifesting this. Ashley and Grace meet with all three experts. When Grace says she never really feels listened to and a bit brushed off, these are just unpacked feelings from her past. This has nothing to do with poor Ashley. It's almost unbelievable to hear her, since when I remember from the very first episode, she wasn't into him and he tried so hard with her. And I think she expects him to try that hard in the relationship every day. And that's not fair. It shouldn't be that hard. And she's not trying that hard. Why should it all be on Ashley? She thinks she is because she always wants to have these like really deep conversations about her feelings. Oh my God, that's every man's nightmare right there. I mean, can't we have a little fun? Especially Ashley, his fun's his middle name. He feels like she had him pegged as a misogynist from the very beginning, and I saw it. She did have him pegged like that, and that's not true at all. Couldn't be farther from the truth. He just wants to have fun and lighthearted relationship. Shouldn't be such a drag. And Grace really thinks she's always right. And she's like a school teacher. She treats Ashley like her young student that needs to be punished. Ashley's very immature and playful. I get that. And Grace is a total snore. I mean, she picks that man apart and no one could stand that. Nobody. John has really helped Abigail fall in love with herself again, which fills my heart. This date will be remembered forever, and John feels so loved, which is equally awesome. I mean, what a blessing this relationship has been. Bailey has an incredibly romantic dinner laid out for them in their suite, champagne, balloons, and rose petals. All the things a girl wants. Bailey admits that he's so used to waking up next to Rebecca, and it's going to be really hard for him to not have that on the daily. He tells Rebecca if it wasn't for Bluebell, he would move to her in a heartbeat. They have a really tough thing to overcome, and they just don't want this to ever end. They don't ever want to be apart. It's so apparent. They're so good together. And they're just living in their little bubble, but that's, again, not realistic. And they do have some obstacles in their way, but every relationship has obstacles. My marriage started with a long-distance relationship for 4 years. And that's how you get to know somebody. And that's how you get to really value them, because you don't get to be with them every single day. And so I really am so hopeful for them. And I think they're going to figure this out. And I'll tell you what, you guys, this next episode of Married at First Sight, episode 31, is fire. I'm telling you, there's some grenades thrown for sure. So I hope you join me on that and all my past episodes. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Okay, take care, you guys. Bye.